Hi. Welcome to In the Couch with Leo, the Rose. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I just have an urge to talk to somebody, and that's you, who just pointed at me. The body laying in the couch there. Hello, hello. Stop mocking me. Maybe this is better. Looks like I have a halo or something. Hello, halo. So, I thought about something a while ago. And a while for me is 5 minutes ago. I wanted to talk about growing up and being a kid. That usually involves parents, caretakers, that just say things out of habit from the way they were brought up. That they take for granted is how you're supposed to communicate. And this will be a reference to DMX also, and the stuff I wrote about him. And the mother, and the words from Let Me Fly. When you say to somebody, to some individual, doesn't matter if they are a kid or not, the subconscious mind accepts everything as true, and the cognitive rational mind has to analyze what has been said if it doesn't speak truth, if it goes against love. And that is troublesome for especially a young mind, because it's more of a subconscious mind than a cognitive mind. You may think that kids don't understand and kids aren't able to analyze yet, so you can say whatever. That is completely the opposite, actually. So if you are not careful how you communicate with a young mind who is more open and accepting, you program that mind more efficiently, which is a good thing if you say the right things. But if you say something in relation to identity that is contradictory to love and success, which is all about unfolding and expanding and building and boosting and raising a child's mind, raising, elevating, blossoming, you destroy that mind. That becomes a virus. That's virus programming. So what is that? It is when you say something about any kind of performance and acting in relation to identity given a negative vibration, which is you are. So you tell the child you are what you do. So you can say that you have cleaned your room badly. You can say that you are bad at cleaning your room. And those are separate things. I would suggest to not include bad at all or wrong. If you say you are bad at cleaning your room and picking up stuff after yourself and blah blah blah, all of that stuff that comes after you are bad are just words. Of course they will have effect, but if you look at I am is free. I am doesn't involve anything. That is just being. That is soul. I am. That's why Jesus said, I am. That's what that is all about. It's not religious. It's not whatever. It's not a concept, as it's free. So it's I am. Just being. But what you add to that becomes what you identify with. So when you say you are bad at cleaning your room, the child hears I am bad. That is what that becomes. And you can say that in relation to multiple things. And oftentimes we get frustrated because we want the kids to become good people. And when they do things that are counterproductive in relation to becoming a good human being, in relation to performance, we destroy them. I lost my way a little bit there, but I hope it came out good. You can imagine how many times you say that to a child, all the way from a toddler up to they leave the house. And you are the primary role model, especially moms, in relations to their son, and fathers in relation to their daughters. It's the X factor. So that becomes a subconscious impression and conviction, which somebody will experience more of as a projection reflection, growing up to learn more about themselves, to become free. So if they have a big impression in the subconscious mind telling I am bad, they will experience more negative experiences like bullying, like bad relationships, like meeting other adults that behave in the same way as their mother and father did, to be able to learn. And that is not easy, if not near impossible, when you are very young. because you lack the cognitive skills to analyze and reflect on that. That's why it's so important to take that responsibility as a caretaker. And that brings us to the programming of the caretaker, because you can only give what you have. And that's the reason why they talk like that to their kids, because they haven't healed and become free themselves. So they use what they got out of habit. Maybe less than what their parents did, because it feels really bad when they do what the parents made them feel bad about. So if we say all of this statistics and percentage and it's all crap, but let's say your mother gave you 80% you are bad comments. So maybe you, out of pure love, give your kid 65%, because you are the next generation and hopefully you do something better. But it's still 65%. Don't get hung up on the numbers. You get the idea. And the big problem with that is to hear what I say about this and try to change how you talk to your kids. That will be a pain. That will be a struggle. That will become an effort and a performance, an act that isn't genuine, that isn't authentic like kids are. So the kids won't believe you. So what to do? You have to change yourself. You have to become free yourself. And then it's no effort. Then it's no performance. And then it's not putting on an act to be the good parent. You just are, because you are good. You behave good and healthy in your communication to yourself. And you know how much that means to you, and you know what it gives you, and you know what it makes you feel, and you just want to give that away. So that's the way that works. And that's honesty, that's truth. Many would claim that they do this, and that's awareness and humility, to be brave enough to look in the mirror of love and create a better world. It's not about doing a web page that's crazy much, working all my life. It's not about that. And there are some stable families out there. Some really beautiful parents who have discovered this by themselves or got that from their parents. And they are raising children to believe themselves, to trust their parents in a relaxed way. They don't question anything, which makes them not question themselves. Because we do not question truth. It's built in. It's emotional. What makes you question somebody is a feeling. It's intuition. It feels wrong. It becomes tense somehow, somewhere. But when somebody is true, you just relax and you take it in. I can speak about myself and how I want to be honest and true, and how I work to let go of resistance and programming inside me. And what I talk about is from experience. I've had 25 years of wanting to kill myself every day because I had the impression that I was bad. As in the identity of who I am. That's not fun to wake up with every day. So you have to wind yourself up. But when you have the impression that you are bad, you also become a dry sponge, a SpongeBob on land. So people say, oh, you did this great and this music and you're such a nice person, and they can tell you whatever, but you don't absorb anything because you don't believe that, because you have such a strong impression and conviction of the opposite. And that's why girls and boys growing up ends up in the wrong social crowd, and when they hit the teens they get involved in bad relationships they call love, often based in sexual gratification and stuff. And when they break up, they almost die because they experienced what they believed was love. And when that is gone, they're empty again because they are empty of self-love. So the other individual became an acknowledgement of that they are worthy and good and okay and likable and lovable, which is something that an individual should be feeling by themselves. And if mom and dad treats themselves badly, they will let their spouse or wife or husband or treat them badly and say stuff that is not okay. And remember that they are the primary role model for relationships. So that is also a part of mistreating oneself. And that's sad. And it's a pity. And eventually these young people might end up at a yoga retreat when they're 22, out in the woods, doing all kinds of stuff, traveling to India for 4 months, trying to find themselves. And many of them do, in the place they go to, in the environment and the energy that they are in, which is a free, non-judgmental, non-condemning environment. But when they go back home again, there they are again, which is the evidence that the retreat became that partner that took all the love away when they left and they became empty again of love, because everything is a relationship. So the yoga retreat or whatever is like a honeymoon. But to use that correctly is to understand what it is when you're there that makes you feel like this. It's not the other people, it's not the environment, it is the freedom you feel to be yourself and to live in love inside yourself. And then you bring that home. And that is not your apartment or your city, it's your heart. Home is where the heart is. And when you become free in your heart, the world is your home. It doesn't matter. It can be a mattress over at some guy in Australia that you rent a room for nothing. It's not a hotel room with marble floor and gold bathtub. It's not about that. That's cool. It's cool stuff. But it's all material. And if you seek freedom in that, you're destined to fail, because it's a lie. I don't know how many have experienced this, but I've been to fine dining restaurants. I worked with pretty fine food as a chef previously. And yeah, one thing working as a chef with spectacular ingredients and really nice cooking is that a common thing with chefs is that we like fish sticks and like boiled potatoes and macaroni and meatballs, because it becomes a habit. It just becomes boring. It's not fun to eat veal and red wine sauce and this kind of stuff all the time. And maybe some of you eat fancy food a lot. You're out in business dinners or whatever, and you go on dates at nice restaurants. That's okay. It's fine. Just visit them, support them if they're giving a good service and being nice. But I think many would agree with me that, like the pop-up restaurant in plywood with those cool people, laid-back people, selling street food for not that much money. It's a nice environment. It's a cool place. It's more relaxed. It's more human. It's more authentic. It's like 7 different spoons, and yeah, I get tense just thinking about it. I can do that once a year, maybe. For me. I'm not saying like this is how it's supposed to be and this is what you're gonna do and nothing. I'm speaking about me here. But I like a humane atmosphere, relaxed, authentic, where people can just be who they are and not perform and not act and feel good about themselves. And you know what the most beautiful thing is about feeling really good about yourself? Is that you pay a lot more attention to others. Other people become more interesting than you. And that's a win-win, because you give them attention because you find them interesting, but you also get new impressions and new inspiration and new ideas on how to see things in life, because everybody has a specific angle and perspective on things. And then you add your crazy mind to that, and you do your thing, if you dare. I recorded a track today. Actually, I lost track. I think I did 4 tracks yesterday and 4 tracks today. I don't know. Maybe I did 3 today and I don't know. But one of those tracks is called Shrimp Sandwich. That's like, to me, that's one of the best things I've ever done. I thought it was great. I listened to it till I puked today. And that's not ego. I did something that I liked. And I listened to it because it made me feel good. And it's not a super high-tech kind of production. It's the artistic and humorous wittiness that I appreciate. Yeah. It took me many years to change my programming. I got pictures on the walls. I have rolls of wallpaper that I rolled out on the floor and taped down and written like own scriptures that I've read. I have right over there are a CD player, a turntable and 2 speakers and a subwoofer and some art that I did. And then it's a wallpaper strip right across the wall. And it says, I'm strong, I'm nice, I'm beautiful, I'm valuable. Things are only getting better and better. I am good enough. I am fantastic. I am free. I am safe. I am supported. I am successful. Today is a fantastic day. Among other things, I am loved. And I wrote that feeling everything else but good. And I bought a vinyl that is music with romantic string music from the 50s. And I put that on and I stood in front and I couldn't read one of those affirmations all the way through without started crying, and I couldn't finish because it was so painful to say something positive like that to myself. Because it hurts so much to receive love from myself, basically. Because I've been talking down to myself for years. And now I sing those. I sing those now. I am free, I am rich, I am free, I am rich. I can sing whatever I want, 'cause I don't cry and feel bad. And that's a lot nicer, let me tell you. And that took many, many years. I love singing. When I was a teen, I used to sing for close friends after I had 12 beers. Otherwise, I wouldn't sing. When I got older and I got kids of my own, I felt embarrassed to sing in the car driving by myself on the freeway, because I was so self-conscious about people passing me 100 kilometers an hour on the opposite side seeing me sing. That's how I felt about myself. That is just weird. But if you have a strong conviction that you aren't valuable or good enough, or it becomes tough. And I like to sing like ballads and love songs, so I put them on in the car stereo, and I could never finish a song without crying. I often could not come all the way to the chorus. I made my way through like half the first verse, and then I cried so much that I had to stop singing, because I felt love. And I felt gratitude, but I didn't know what that was, because all love to me was sorrow. I only felt sadness. But tears of sorrow and tears of joy are the same tears. It's just with a frown or with a smile. You can try to do something that will seem so crazy at first. But I got this as inspiration one day, and it was a couple of years ago. I was in the shower, sitting in the bathtub, going through stuff, and I felt terrible. And I was just sobbing. I was crying so much. And then it came to me to just keep on crying, let it all out, but put on a smile in the middle of that. And I try it. It feels weird. But when you cry in sorrow and sadness, and all of a sudden you smile and you bring that smile up, you get like a notice, a sense of, hey, maybe this isn't sorrow and sadness. Maybe this is gratitude that I don't know anything about, that I haven't felt for a long time. Yeah, it's worth a try. I've tried all kinds of stuff. You learn a lot from experience. Just try stuff, but don't push yourself like crazy and do crazy things. You don't have to eat your shit to know it's shit, you know? It's kind of obvious. I want to make more music today. I really want that. But my mind is kind of fried. So I can go and sit and make a song now. But I'm jeopardizing my well-being. So if I push myself too much, I lose emotion. That's what happens. Because I neglect my well-being. I neglect my heart, my love. You can only give so much. Then you have to get back. You have to give yourself back. So, meeting somebody, meeting another soul that you want to spend time with and be in love together with, is someone that you should be in love with yourself first, so they don't become your source of love exclusively, because that will drain them and you become a parasite unknowingly often. But it's just that when you get in touch with love for real, and you just want to give that to the world, it becomes, what does it become? Becomes, I just want to give. That's it. I like giving. I like gratitude. I like thanksgiving. Turkey or not. Can be in Greece. There's a difference between needing love, being needy, and just want to share love with somebody. It's a big difference. It's not just about getting what you need from somebody. It's more about what you can give them and acknowledge them and get inspired by them and helping them to be more of who they are and what they want to be. And when you meet somebody that's right for you, you also want to become more of who you are as a couple and create together. It's like starting a business together. Only it's not business. It's a love foundation that could become a business. Otherwise, you're just business partners doing things for money, to fill the fridge and fill up the car. And maybe you have an hour of quality time that you call love once a month. It doesn't sound very loving to me. So that is something that you need to do by yourself. To have quality time and love yourself and expand and unfold and support yourself and root for yourself to become more of who you are, just like the thing you want to give. To help other people, grow, also helps you grow. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's a give. It's not a give-take. It's a give. You give and you receive. And you give yourself as you give. It's not a pirate. It's not a saint either. It's a human being. That's what it is. Who's loving and caring and compassionate. And humble. Grateful, loving, free, and humble are like parts of the same circle. It's like the same thing. It's only different words speaking of different sections of the circle that intertwines with each other and always circulates, so you don't know where they are because they're a part of the same thing. And that's beautiful. Sometimes I wish I didn't meet other families at all. Sometimes I wish I didn't meet moms and dads with their kids, because I see the kids on fire. From the unaware gasoline that mom and dad produce. And it hurts. I just want to pick up the kids under the arm and run away. And keep them safe. But I don't want to do that. That was just a figure of speech. Don't call the cops. But I wish I could reach the parents. That's what I'm talking about. I wish I could make them see. That they don't have to be such incredible parents to win Parent of the Year award. It's not about that. It's about treating yourself with respect and dignity and honesty and humility and gratitude and thankfulness for your own life and feeling good about yourself and celebrating yourself without ego, for the loving human being that you are, the soul that you are. And then you will be love, which is what the child is looking for. Security, safety, relaxed, humble, grateful environment. which is like water and sun for them, as it is for you. Yeah. I'm not gonna make music today. I'm just gonna relax, I think. The problem is when I've made this much music and also written like poems and lyrics to go with them, I can't even write now, because if I open a document now and I start writing, that would be like making a song in relation to where I am right now energy wise. So it's not a good idea. So I'm just gonna relax and refill and breathe in my heart and just be. I'm not gonna do that on video right now, but that's how you refill the best. And if you can do that in nature, that's fantastic. Ram Dass talked about feeling the air going in on your nose and noticing the cold air, and while breathing into your heart. How do you breathe into your heart? Well, you focus your attention on your heart. You feel the love inside your heart as you breathe, and you try to not let that go. And if you let that go and you go to a thought, or you start thinking about your big toe or whatever, just don't make a big deal out of it. Just come back. And when you breathe out, you notice the warm air coming out that has been heated by your body. And then you do that again and again and again. And sometimes you get into states where 40 minutes pass and you thought it was 5. It's amazing. I have a very open channel right here for inspiration. So writer's block is not a problem. It's more the opposite. If I breathe into my heart and like calm down and relax for 2 minutes, it's like, hey, this song, or maybe you can do this cover, all the time. And that's fun. You know, I don't get burnt out from doing what I do. You get burnt out from working too hard on something that you do not want to do. That's when you get burnt out. When you go against your will. When you go against your will, that's when you burn out. I can make music until I'm dizzy, but I just relax for like 30, 40 minutes and then I'm good to go. But I would be an idiot if I do that and go in and like continue with the song. It's better to go out and take a walk for an hour and meet some people and eat a banana or whatever. You gotta listen to how you feel and where you are and respect yourself. You get what you give. And if you disrespect yourself and if you treat yourself badly, and going against your will in relationships, which stems from the relationship you have with yourself, you will get more of that, because that's what you're sending out. And the universe doesn't analyze, judge, or value anything, so it just keeps on giving. It's a non-stop giving source. So be mindful of what you're sending out, because you're getting more of it. That's how it works. So if you cry about being alone, but you want to meet somebody, and you have a very strong emotion and imagination and affirmation about being alone, then the universe will be like, oh, he or she likes to be alone. So there will be more of that. So you have to be able to travel in time and use your mind and your imagination where you see things happening. And the way you do that is, I talked to my mom about money. Money is such a boring thing to talk about, but it's easy to understand. But if you say, for instance, you want a specific sum of money, why do you want that sum of money? Well, I want to travel. Like, I'm out of debt and I have no specific things I want to buy to my home. I want to travel and I want to eat and I want to see other countries and cultures. All right. Then you focus on that. You see yourself traveling, eating, swimming, spending time in other environments. That's a part of it. And you get into that feeling and that good feeling and that vision that you create inside your mind. You don't think about the money. It's like, if you want to go to Spain and the only way to get there is by bus, you don't lay around every night before you go to sleep dreaming about the bus. It's the same thing. You dream about Spain. Maybe you watch videos about Spain and you write about Spain and you meet people and like, oh, you've been to Spain? Tell me what it was like. Are there any good restaurants? And when you talk to them and then you form an image inside your mind. You've never been to that restaurant, but still you see it, kind of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've seen it, just create it. Paint the walls in whatever color you want. It's your imagination. But don't get stuck on the bus, the structure of the bus. That's not a dream about Spain. The bus is the money. "54 minutes. I think I will stop before we hit an hour. I love doing these videos in photo booth on my computer with these grainy. There is so much HD 8K content out there with low resolution inside. It's not about the cover. It's not about the video quality. It's about the message. not about the makeup, even though it's pretty. I like eyeshadow. I don't use it personally, but I love it on others. But it's not about that. It's about the energy, the message, the soul, the love. That's what it's about. Oh my God, it's just a couple of minutes left. Well, thanks for watching, whoever watches this. And maybe we'll meet someday. I hope we will. And I hope I can give you something. A hug maybe. And some inspiring words. There's nothing better than to meet somebody and speak about all these things in relation to where they are and their experience. That's when you unlock troubling resistance. Is this 56 or? Yeah, it's. Oh, we have 3 minutes. That's a whole lifetime. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, turn, bala, bala, bing, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, turn, bala, bala, bing, bang. I'm gonna have a snus. It's called these nicotine pouches in Sweden. Snus. And the most recent trend is to put them under your eyelid. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just lost a minute there. Wasted away on joking and making a goofy thing. Oh my God. I only have this life. I will never get that minute back. Only I have it on video, so I can watch it over and over when I put the snooze in. Yes. Now it's 2 minutes. Oh my God, I'm getting stressed. I would like to talk some more actually. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Or tonight if I can't sleep. Maybe I'll do a late night talk. Farting in bed again. I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny also because I didn't give a reaction at all. It's just natural. It's nothing weird. But it's funny. You never get too old to enjoy a good fart. Right? Yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll have some new inspiration to talk about something else. This has been like a Christmas couch. I feel like Santa. Okay, we have 30 seconds left. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Yeah, so this is it for now. Take care. I kind of like you. I'm so grainy. Oh my God, 3 seconds, bye.